we have our next students, our next speakers, our students that I just met today, and they are doing amazing things already. Jai is a tech enthusiast, a year 12 student at Wellington High School, a small business owner and avid creative. Jai is starting a drag and drop 3D print service here in Wellington, leveraging technology and providing access to people who don't have the time or space to manage a 3D printer. And Brendan is a year 12 student at the school as well, a hobbyist programmer and game developer, an avid walker, and currently on his way to walk the route of every bus in Wellington. I hope everybody here has some time to support what these guys are doing, because it's pretty amazing. So here to talk about empowering the next gen of Kiwi game devs, Brendan and Jai!
Hi everyone. Wow, so quite a few people here today. So we're going to be talking about kind of our experience in running a game jam and kind of elaborate on what a game jam kind of means to us and what we're trying to do and kind of the next steps in our process. So
yeah, we want your help, basically.
yeah. All right. Who are we?
You can have, yeah, you can have it.
Who are we? Hi, I'm Jai. I am a co-founder. So the 3D printing business is kind of like a little side venture thing. Kind of really interested into like that element and kind of saw an opportunity and got presented an opportunity. And of course, I mean, I kind of say yes to too many things. So yeah, but yeah, it's interesting and we want to kind of make 3D printing accessible to people, you know, who don't have a 3D printer. And yeah, all the time. I'm a tech enthusiast, tinkerer. I love playing with electronics. I collect a lot of e-waste. My mum always tells me that I have way too much and that I need to downsize. But, you know, not much you can do about that. I love food. You'll probably always see me around town eating somewhere. Yeah. I love playing games, of course. I love creating things, so kind of art. Done a bit of logo design, a little bit of web design, kind of everything. I love learning new things. Links to the 3D printing LinkedIn, as well as my contact for there, and then I have some personal contacts. My website has links to everything else as well, and my CV, so if you want to check that out. I'll pass it over to Brendan.
All right. Does this work? Okay. I'm Brendan Laking, as you can tell from the text there. I'm a hobbyist programmer and game dev, so I spend a lot of my free time programming. I always seem to get roped into stuff like this. I mean, it wasn't my idea to do this, but I'm here anyways. I'm friends with Zachary Quinn. He told me to put this in the slide, so shout out to Zachary Quinn. That's theoretically my LinkedIn. I haven't changed it. It's got a bunch of numbers, but it should not have numbers in a bit. That's my email, store email. So we're both year 12 students at Wellington High School. We both study computer science, but not game design. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the...
Yeah, you are.
Okay, you...
Awesome. So, little background. I actually competed, so we ran the game jam last year and this year. I competed last year and then offered to help Brendan this year. So Brendan is the main person here. But yeah, that's just a little disclaimer. So we organized the Wellington High School Game Jam Club. We run Co-Club. Well, we both attend Co-Club with Tahurtech after school. If you don't know what Tahurtech is, they're a community organization kind of helping other people, you know, like kids our age, getting into tech and learning like Godot or, I don't know, whatever, cybersecurity, that kind of stuff. And our main goal is to, you know, give students opportunities and kind of give them a voice. And that's our contact info if you want to reach out, anything.
All right, I'd like to quickly talk about how game jams help beginner devs. I'm assuming you've probably heard a lot of this stuff before if you've ever gotten an interest in game development, but I still think it is important. So the main aspects of a game jam are I'd say there are three things. There's time constraint, there's a theme constraint, and there's community. So one thing that I think is that with those constraints, it may seem kind of counterintuitive, but they foster creativity and quick problem solving. Because when you have sort of constraints, it basically lets you be able to create without worry. So there's this French philosopher named Voltaire. Here's a quote, which I think is pretty smart. It's that perfect is the enemy of the good, which basically means that, you know, if you try and be a perfectionist, you're not going to get anything out. You're going to get nothing done. So I believe that, you know, game jams as a sort of way to learn are very good in that because it lets you create projects and get stuff out there that you wouldn't have done if you were trying to perfect everything, and it lets you create a portfolio. If you do it on GitHub, it makes your, you know, commit history nice and green. Another thing is that the ability to make mistakes is a major reason why kids learn faster, especially with languages and things like that. So if we let people go and create imperfect things and make mistakes along the way, they will learn. What does that say? Sorry. Learning occurs when a child is challenged just beyond their current ability, often making mistakes and then overcoming them with guidances. That's a Russian scientist. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but he's a... Yeah, thank you. But and a lot of the fundamental sort of understanding of how children learn is that their ability to make mistakes is very important to that. So I think if we... So that's kind of ties back to my thing. And honestly, it is just fun. Like, you have a very good time, and especially people who often, you know, are struggling to find teams, have a good time at this opportunities like this. Okay, what we're trying to do, often younger devs kind of find game jams daunting and struggle to find teammates. That's like a major issue, right? If you're younger, it often, you know, you're looking at like GTK and, what's it called? GMTK. It kind of seems like you're competing against thousands of people who are way older than you, way more experienced, and that's a major issue.
So, what we're doing. So, we want to create kind of like a community around it as well. We think that's like a really important thing, especially with like high school students. That's, you know, like showing kids cool things is awesome. So how we reach out to people is through like emails, we have notices, posters, you know, and also I kind of abuse the student's email, which emails every student in the school.
Well, it's...
A few too many times.
It's one of the perks of working with a stall and like communities like that is that you have very easy outlets for outreach like that, like students at whs.store.nz. Actually, don't tell anyone that I told you that. Sorry, Mr. Viggers.
Yeah, so emails were a big kind of way to get new students who didn't necessarily know like that we were part of, well, we had a club, I guess you could say, and also to encourage people who don't necessarily make games to go to their friends and be like, hey, do you want to make music for our game, or, you know, do you want to do some art, that kind of thing. And we thought that that was kind of special, and we kind of pushed that more this year.
Don't write free food in the store notices and send it to every student if you're going to do an event, by the way.
I regret doing that. Yeah. Thank you to Shah for designing the poster. I thought I'd give him a little shout out. feedback. So a big thing, I think, this year and, well, just the whole of it, both jams in general, is the element that everyone likes to give feedback to one another. So not only is everyone telling each other what they liked, they're telling them what they can improve on, and developing and building on that is really important, I think. And, you know, like again, it's creating that community and, you know, kids telling people, hey, your game is good, but your movement sucks. There was a lot of that, I think.
I mean, it also goes back to sort of that idea of community that you can get when you're doing it at a high school, because everyone knows each other, so they're able to sort of give very honest feedback because they know who they're talking to without, you know, you've got that sort of barrier of being online sometimes and people can say very harsh things. You've sort of got this social pressure. If everyone knows, you know, you're saying, oh, you suck, your game sucks, I hate you, you know, there's definitely going to be a lot more pressure to not do that if everyone knows who you are.
So, a little bit more about the actual jam itself. So, themes we struggle on. So last year the theme was up is down. So both our themes have been quite, I guess you could say, open to interpretation, maybe more in that aspect, which is kind of good for creativity because it kind of pushes you to think in your own way, but it's also harder to judge, I think we've found out. This year we did Life on the Edge, which I personally quite liked. There was some really cool games. We'll show some off later. Got anything to add? No?
No.
So, year groups. This was a big thing for me, especially. I liked seeing, well, I also like stats. We had a lot of younger kids compete, which I thought was also really cool to see. Like, yeah, some of them might have been like scratch games, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So, Year 9 was the second largest group of students, followed by Year 11, and then followed by Year 12. Ironically, Year 13 being the smallest group. But, yeah, I think having younger kids, it shows that, you know, we're doing something right, and we're getting new kids to join. And I think that a lot of new people that join this year, which I will show in a second, are from the younger age groups, younger demographics. Awards. So awards, we had honorable mentions, best use of theme, best art and sound, and best overall game last year, which you know more about last year than I do.
Yeah, well, it's kind of tough choosing as a judge when you know everyone. Like, you have to, it's like picking your favorite child. So, this year we made it so that there are industry judges, which we'll get on to later, which means that I don't have to pick my favorite child. The themes this year were...
Themes this year, honorable mentions, People's Choice. We had best sound design, best visual design, most creative use of theme, and best overall game. The awards ceremony. So we hosted an awards ceremony. This week's been very busy. We hosted an awards ceremony on Tuesday where we had free food. Also, thank you to Dinosaur Polo Club for giving us food vouchers.
They gave us $1,200.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
We also had a guest speaker, Jeremy, come in. He works at Valve. He has done some concept art for many, many things. Some stuff for the Lord of the Rings. You know, Lord of the Rings, King Kong. I think he does some stuff for Half-Life 2 and...
Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead, and I think he did some level design for Portal, which is pretty cool. So he was an awesome person to come in, have a chat, and yeah, really fun. So, now a little bit more about the difference between last year and this year. So we switched it up. So last year was a 2-day jam, which we found cramming it in 2 days is quite a bit, especially with school schedules. It's quite tight, even though it was on a weekend. So we changed that this year to a 7-day jam across a whole school week, which meant that, you had a little bit more time, and people definitely liked that, and that was also a big suggestion from a lot of the students last year, which was really cool to see. We had 20 students compete last year, and we got 52 this year.
Well, we're very optimistic for where we can go with this. Like, if you look at just that's, I'm not sure what that is in percentages, but it's a lot.
With an increased amount of students, we also increased our submissions. So we went from 17 to 18 submissions. We would have had a few more, but people need to submit on time, I'm sorry. So that's probably more like 20 or 21. We also had no sponsors last year, and this year we had 7. So thank you to everyone.
What's the next slide?
Yeah. And we went from teacher student judges to game industry judges. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. And I will go on to the next bit. Big thank you to everyone who supported us. Whether, you judged or gave us stuff. We really appreciate it, and yes, thank you. Especially big thanks to our computer science teachers, Bill and Bradley, who are at the front here. Sorry to point you out. And Zell at the back, and Moana, who also helped us with our slideshow and giving us feedback.
Yeah, well, especially thanks to everyone at, Dinosaur Polo Club, Pickpock, Liquid Static, A44, Weta Games, and Respawn Esports Center. All of you guys, or Too Hard to Tech 2, which is Zal. Big thanks.
Reaching out to people. So I think a big thing which made this quite successful and us being able to move forward quite quickly was just sending emails to people. You'd be surprised, just sending an email to someone who responds. Yeah, it's kind of a vague thing, but it's a point that I wanted to add in because I thought that everyone in New Zealand is really inclusive, and everyone wants to help in some way, whether it be just showing up or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that I think this kind of connects with what I've seen at this festival is that the game industry in New Zealand, everyone is so kind and everyone is very willing to engage with ideas and people. It's kind of amazing how kind all of you in the game industry have been. So you can all clap for yourselves if you want.
So to link back into community again, we are going to talk about what the students like. So I asked people what they liked. Some of the responses are quite good. I like the part where I forgot to join. That one I liked. And being in the literal middle of nowhere, trying to submit a game very late at night. Yep. But yeah, it's cool to see that people actually enjoyed, and a big thing is that we always want feedback from people and then using that feedback to the next one. So every time we're improving on what we got wrong or, people didn't like as such, and then expanding on that. A message from one of our game design teachers, Bradley. Bradley said, I really enjoyed seeing it all come together. Seeing the numbers of students in the classroom during the introduction session was amazing. It was great seeing so many students invested in a project like this, and I had no idea the computer room could fit that many students in it. There was 50 of us in one room. It was crazy. And I was so proud of the proactivity and leadership qualities displayed by the students who put this all together. I want to say a big well done to everyone involved, from the organizers to the participants, and a huge thank you to all the sponsors. I was really blown away with the amount of generosity and support we received. This is the beginning of a great tradition, and I look forward to seeing even more game jams at Wellington High School. Hopefully, this helps get the word out that Wellington High School is the place to be for all up-and-coming game developers. Quality of games. I'm probably going to do this quite quickly. But from feedback from judges and other people and just in general, everyone's really impressed. We'll show some games off at the end, but everyone's really impressed with what people have made, like in the time frame. You'd be surprised at how much time students can find in their week or put off assessments just to do some weird competition.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Vegas.
So I got this quote from Steve Jobs. It's kind of a last-minute addition, but I kind of like this quote because it's the idea that, well, as he says it, the idea that everything built around you was built by people no smarter than you, and the idea that anyone can create something cool. It's just, yeah. And I see that, yeah, like whatever background or skills that you have, it doesn't matter. And I kind of have seen this at this event. Like, not many people I've talked to have actually just done like game design at university. Like people have, like Rick, wherever Rick is, he's done teaching stuff, teaching apps, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing, but I kind of just wanted to bring it up. Game showcase. So this is going to showcase 3 games from this year, last year, and 3 games from this year. So last year, just to keep in mind, was a 2-day event over a weekend, and this year was a 7-day event. By the way, the next game is this game I'm a little biased about because I did make it. So this is Tube Rat. It's like you're in a sewer, you're a little rat. Kind of cool. I made all the art for it. Kind of the first time I've done like pixel art, so it was quite fun. I'm probably gonna go through these quite quickly because we don't have that much time. But Tube Rat. Could we skip it? Yeah. What's up, Grandma? Oh, some of these are quite long. Yeah, so some of the year 13 students made games using Unity, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Maybe we just won't show the videos, but I kind of like gloss through them a little bit. So this year's winner was Remote Renovators, which is quite cool. Feedback from the judges. It's like, as one of our teachers described, it's like he thought it was Tetris originally, but you stack blocks on top of each other while balancing, and you have to balance it up. Yeah, there might be a quick video.
It's like a very fun mobile game, except this is Jai's game, but
I had to make something quick, okay? Not the best. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's okay because we can do that after. So Light on the Edge, this had the best sound design. Also, the visuals were really cool, but Edge of the Blade took that one home, sadly, which is very cool. It was made in Scratch. Sorry, we had to gloss over this very quickly, but here is a QR code if anyone, or with the link shortened underneath, if you would like to check out any submissions from this year and last year. They're all there on itch. Yeah, and this is now kind of the most important part of our talk, which we might cut into some question time, but that's okay. So, our next steps. So, where we want to see this go. We want to build something that kind of scales and, can accommodate more people because, Well, we've seen success with 50 students at our school, so now we want to see success at maybe, 100 schools or so forth. Creating, obviously, a larger community, we're big around that, and incorporating more students who like to make games. I think a big thing is also with high school students, I've said this to quite a few people, is that once you present someone with an opportunity, they will take it, but you have to show them the opportunity first, and that's what we're trying to do. Mentorships/workshops, we'd like to do some of those, so if anyone's interested, talk to us later. So, the big thing. We would like to run a Wellington-wide one and possibly a New Zealand-wide one.
Currently, there's like a vacuum for game jams for youth only, especially because company or organizations like Kiwi Jam, when you're dealing with kids, you have to do police checks and things like that. So if we do it at the schools, it makes it much easier because you have a good resource of people who have already got, police checks, like teachers.
Yeah, and we're not so focused on prizes. Like, obviously, prizes are like a cool incentive and all, but it's more about, making games, meeting new people, and, the stories and memories we tell along the way. So, what can you guys do to help us? You can reach out to us. We'll also be outside afterwards. And we kind of want people who are really interested in just helping people. Yeah. So if you wanted to be an organizer, a judge, a mentor, that kind of thing, reach out to us. Come say hi. We don't bite. Yeah. And we just want to grow this in a way that we can accommodate more schools. We have ideas. Everything is still very liquid. We're thinking of ideas as we speak. Yeah, and to put this into perspective, the 2026 Game Jam was organized in a school term and executed in a school term, which is 10 weeks. So that was pretty tight. Yeah. But, yeah, you got anything to add?
Yeah, so we'd be very grateful to anyone. We already are grateful to everyone that's already helped us. But if you want to help us, we'd be so thankful and grateful to everyone who cares about students and the next generation of New Zealand game devs. Thank you.